This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a UFO news update. And actually, the feuds in the UFO world are better than the feuds in the fighting world right now. It's heating up. We had Lou Elizondo call Stephen Greer a terrorist not too long ago, which I think kind of went back to bite Lou Elizondo in the butt in some ways because although Greer does say stuff that doesn't happen and makes some outlandish claims sometimes, he does. I don't write him totally off. He does say some credible stuff, but it's mixed in with his own agenda here and there. So you really have to do a full balance of research. But Greer had some interesting stuff to say today on the PBN PBD podcast. Sorry. So let's just take a quick look at some of the stuff he said about Elizondo.
Briefly had a quick chat with Don Jr. at a meeting, and he had been taken in by a known counterintelligence person named Lou Elizondo, who is someone working to intercept these whistleblowers and then turn.
You seem to be a big fan of his. It's what I hear.
No, Elizondo is a paid disinformation person. And
how convinced are you of that?
100%. I have an email from the top guy at the CIA who was there when Ronald Reagan wanted to know about this when he was running for governor, who was a very young postdoc, and he immediately wrote and said, this is what he's doing.
So there you go. And supposedly Greer has said in recent days, and this is something I covered in my UFO Prophets podcast that I did earlier today with a very credible UFO researcher. Greer said he sent in a 350-page report to the Trump administration. That's a briefing about UFOs. But here's the thing. If Trump really wanted a briefing about what's going on with UFOs, why wouldn't he just get it directly from the CIA, FBI, or Department of Defense? Why would he go to Dr. Stephen Greer of all people? But I would really like to see Stephen Greer, who says he can bench press more than 400 pounds. Another thing he hasn't provided evidence of, but let's take him for his word on that, against Lou Elizondo in some type of celebrity boxing match. That's something I would absolutely love to see. Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett, who I have interviewed, also did an interview with CNN today and had a few extra comments. So I'll just play a quick part of that right now because it's worth listening to.
Well, there's some things I've seen proof of that I can't discuss, and I've urged the White House to disclose these things. You know, they spend hundreds of millions of dollars researching something, and then you have one group telling us they don't exist, and I have the best pilots in the world telling me, Tim, this thing was 14 feet from my canopy, and he went and he did this, and I've seen things that I wish the public could see. There's just a lot of unknowns. And again, they tell us they don't exist, but then they issue redacted reports, and they're still studying. Almost every one of our alphabet agencies has that. And we had testimony that said they have a recovery unit. Now, what are they recovering?
So there you go. Tim Burchett is probably my favorite politician. He's the first politician I've really been a fan of. And again, that's not all he said in this. He also says there's U.S. admirals that have told him there are things moving hundreds of miles an hour under the water, which we've heard from other credible people recently. So there's a lot that hopefully will come out. I don't have my hopes up that it's going to happen anytime soon, particularly for whatever you want to say about the drones. We got more from Trump than we did from Biden, but the Biden administration was telling us 16-year-old kids could be doing this. It was 100% not FAA or anything government. And at some points, they were making it seem like this is just a figment of everyone's imagination. The Trump administration is saying these were classified tests, but it was not foreign activity. Would that describe everything that was going on? No. And Trump did initially say he was going to release a report on drones. It ended up being a couple sentences from his press secretary. So for the people, like at one point, Tim Burchett was saying as early as March there could be some form of disclosure. Who knows? Something could happen, but I'm not holding my breath on it. Supposedly, Anna Paulina Luna is supposed to come out with some sort of announcement soon. And some people believe that might have something to do with UAPs. So I'll stay on it and I'll keep reporting on it.